Here we have a new 2024 Cadillac Lyriq. Now this one comes in the luxury 2 trim level, so it's pretty decked out. Sticker price is over $73,000, but it comes in one of my favorite colors, the Emerald Lake Metallic. And the interior consists of that noir with Santorini blue accent, and that's in that Interlux trim. But just a beautiful looking vehicle. This one's an all-wheel drive model as well. It's gonna have that E600 4 badging on the back. But there's the front end there, absolutely stunning. LED headlamps, daytime running lights. Just the way of the future for Cadillac, I think, in just terms of how all their vehicles are gonna look. 20-inch alloy wheels here, look fantastic. Sorry about the wind noise. The charge ports here. DC fast charge as well. Then passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Now to the door panel here, we do get 3-stage heated cool front seats, memory seat functions. All of our power adjustability for the seats is on the door panels. And then we have our lumbar here, and you can click there for the massage. Power windows, power folding mirrors with blind spot monitors, and the power door lock controls are there. AKG sound system, power boot there. Power tilt and telescopic steering wheel. A nice space underneath there with the USB-C port. And there's the seat itself. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna test out the room sitting behind myself. And I've done this in several Lyriqs, and no difference here. Very good space back here. Rear AC vents, there's a 120 volt 3-prong plug-in there, 2 USB-C charge ports. There's a look at the front seat from back here. Then this middle seat will fold down. Bottle holders are there. And then we have the soft touch lights right there. Let's go ahead and make our way towards the back. There's a trunk space there, pretty good space, and we can power release either seat from back here. And as that lowers, we'll take a look at the back end. I think I said E600 4, whatever, it's a 600 E4, that's how you can tell if it's all-wheel drive. But just a beautiful back end, especially, again, this Emerald Lake Metallic is one of my, I think the Lyriq is my all-time favorite color. It shines, it sparkles, but it looks like an old school elegant Cadillac. Now to fold the seat back up, pretty easy to do. Just pull up, locks into place. You can also just manually release from the seat itself if you're not in the trunk area. And then our front passenger seat, there's the seat itself. And there are all the controls, excuse me, right there. Now for the glove box, you have to go ahead and hit the screen here, get that open. And there's that. But before we hop in the driver's seat, I'm just gonna show you what's in this front area. That's about it. But it is there if you need to get to it for whatever reason. But into the driver's seat. Lovely leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Now to the screen, we get AM, FM, XM radio. If I can show that. All that's right in there. You also get Amazon Alexa, Google News, Google Podcasts, because you do get the Google Assistant screen here. That's where your navigation is. You can set that up, get your Google Maps. But you also have your wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility if you want to use your maps through your phone there. And then your climate controls are right in here. You can choose fan direction, temperature, speed, You also have a few controls down here, and then you can toggle that heat in the screen itself. And then you have an auto park assist and quite a few controls to go through here. Speaking of which, in your controls, you can go in here and actually set up headlamps, dome lights, all of that. And then your drive modes will be in here. You can also toggle your one pedal drive there. And then in your settings here, you have your vehicle settings. Team driver, buckle to drive. You can set up your cruise control. And then your system settings here, you can change your language or units of measurement if you want to do that. Backup cameras there, guidelines follow you. You turn the steering wheel, you have that bird's eye view as well. And down here, little storage tray, which I like. Bottle holders here. Now, if you don't want to use a touchscreen, you can also use this knob to scroll through certain aspects, and then you have quick shortcuts as well. But your volume is adjusted up and down here, and you can actually just click that to mute it. But in the overview, you can see if I touch here, it'll show me energy usage, kind of scroll around. It's very intuitive, very neat in my opinion. So all that's right in there. Center console cubby space, you have a USB-C charge port, 12 volt, then you also have the wireless charging pad. Quick look at the back seat from up here. And then as that sunshade goes back, there is the glass roof there. Now you do have an option for one that actually goes back, but this one does not have that. This just has the fixed glass here. So still pretty nice. And those controls are right here. Hazards are there, OnStar. Vanity mirror here, it's pretty nice. I'm gonna close this back, it's pretty bright in here. Now back to the steering wheel. If you don't wanna have your one pedal drive on and you wanna control your regen by yourself, you have this little paddle here that can control that. And then you have your automatic wipers, so all of that is there. Low, high, and then your high beams there. You can flash there, and you can click here to wipe, or you can push all the way in to get the wipers with the fluid. And then for the shifter, pull up, pull down for drive. You can just pull up for neutral, pull up, and then push up for reverse. Press that button on the side for park. Now this does have Super Cruise, so the indicator is here, your sensor is there, and you can toggle that there once you have the adaptive cruise on. And to do that, you can just turn that on there, adjust your speed, cancel, heat the steering wheel, gap adjust. And then over here you have all of your gauge cluster and then radio function. So volume can be adjusted there. And then you can go through your track list, radio station presets here. Mutes there, voice recognition. Then you have a quick shortcut for your audio sources, and then a quick shortcut for your phone connections. And then you can scroll through depending on what map you're in, and then use that as a check mark as well. Now over here to the side, this is touchscreen, so I can actually decide what view I want right in here, which is pretty neat. And then I also have my trip meter over here too. And then a quick shortcut for my headlamps if I want to adjust those there, which I like that they put that in there. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And next it's time to take this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Luxury 2 out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Lyriq Luxury 2, the massage seat definitely has a presence to it. And then just having the all-wheel drive system, it's a bit faster, but with the Lyriq riding so smooth as it does, and with the standard powertrain still having quite a bit of oomph to it, it's not that big of a difference as opposed to, let's say, a Mach-E with a single motor compared to a dual motor, things like that. But this one's certainly quicker. But Cadillac, they just made this thing the best riding EV out. So when you get up to speed, it's so almost numb that you don't even realize how fast you're going. But I am gonna go ahead and give it a nice pull here. And we're gonna floor it right here. And I mean very, very quick. And I don't know what it is, maybe it's because this had a full battery, but that pull was a lot better than I was expecting. Now if I get over a lane here, it'll let me activate the Super Cruise just for a second. My indicator will show up. So there's that there. I hit the heated steering wheel button, but so it's trying to find an opening and all of that, which I don't like. That's the one thing I don't like about the automatic lane change. It doesn't know what I'm about to do, so it just tries to do what it thinks it should. And on longer trips, that's okay, but me doing this test drive here, that could be an issue. But the best riding highway EV I've experienced just in general, and I've been in the EQS. I haven't done any of the newer BMWs yet, but it's the Lyriq's on top compared to most other EVs out there. And I will say the one pedal drive feels better and better every time I get behind the wheel of one of these. Now for the price of one of these, I mean, almost 75 grand before taxes is pretty steep. You do get a pretty hefty battery that gets you pretty good range, 300 plus. You do have a quick vehicle with all-wheel drive capability. Very luxurious, having the heated cooled seats with massage function. It's just pricey for someone that's looking for just a typical EV. But I do think this is one of the best looking electric vehicles out there, inside and out. And like I said earlier, the ride quality is stellar in these. And if I were to get one, I'd want to get one that's loaded out like this one is. But I do think for a vehicle that only holds 5 people, that might be an issue with a lot of consumers. But again, just with how nice the car is, there is a market for this out there. Because competitive BMWs and, I should say competitively priced BMWs and Mercedes pretty much have the same features, same functionality as this. And I just think this one looks like Cadillac tried a bit more than the competition. It doesn't look like any other vehicle, let alone another Cadillac. And it just raised the bar, I think, in terms of just how an EV can look. Kind of like how Dodge is dropping that Charger that pretty much looks like the concept, but they're gonna put a gas engine in it, but it's mostly gonna be EVs starting out. Just innovative like that. I think Cadillac did that with this Lyriq. And it didn't necessarily get as much hype or as much praise, I think, as, let's say, the GMC Hummer EV, the F-150 Lightning. Definitely not the Teslas, but I think this is a great competitor against pretty much any luxury EV out there. But just with this one being as expensive as it is, there's gonna be a niche for it. Just not as big as, let's say, a typical Model Y for 55 grand. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Luxury 2.